Jake, are you sharing or shall I do?
Yeah, I am. But
Are you ready, brother? Then look ready. Look more ready, bro.
I'm here, I'm ready.
What is cracker jacking?
How do? I'm always Mr. Ryan Yates. The dread
I'm
himself.
okay. I'm all right. It's kind of weird pretending like we haven't just been catching up.
Yeah, smoke for like an hour. Yeah.
What's going on, Josh? What's going on, Luke? Luke is a bot, by the way. Luke's the bot that tells people to like and subscribe periodically.
Nice. I like it. Keep doing it.
You just muted yourself, you don't know.
Yeah, I know. Because well, let's keep it a little bit, nice. But I've got an upset stomach.
Ah, right. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
So if you see me lean to one side and my mic's muted,
It's always more relieving when you spread your cheeks, isn't it? Like,
you always got it, yeah.
That's one of the biggest reasons why I stay living alone. To be honest with you, like, I just like to be able to let rip whenever I want. You know what I mean?
Best way. I like your little loose dread. I don't know if that's a new thing.
Nah, I've just washed them. Surprisingly enough. And when you wash them, like, because I spend so much time crocheting them, they get all kinked up and tight, and then start pinging out. But after I've washed, the roots is a little bit relaxed. There should be there's a few of them that they'll fall more now rather than ping out.
Yeah, you need to just let them hang loose.
Nothing wrong with hanging loose. But Josh is here to assist as well. But Josh is not as good of an assistant as Luke. I'll be honest with you, simply because. Based on my experience with Josh at my mixing lives, I'm like, right, we're gonna make this flavor, and it starts like telling me to put random flavors in. I'm like, that's not what we're doing though, bro. And he just persists. He just persists, don't you, bro?
Hey, you know the AI filters and stuff you can get.
Nah.
Well, I was doing that, making an edit for like a new thingy, and this is what it gave us.
What?
Yeah, so that's meant to be like it's even did your dreads, and it even gave me my beard, and it's like, yeah,
it's missed out. It's missed out the drop of whatever isn't Caucasian in you, though. You know what I mean? Like, you look fully Caucasian there, bro. You look Viking, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're not looking like. Well, yeah, you're not. Yeah, you're actually looking pretty tan. Yeah, so it's not quite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was faffing around with that, and I was just, oh mate, the AI is crazy. I don't
Have you seen the Franny Jane one?
Jane she was on the live last time. Yeah.
Whoa, what have you had done, love? Like, you coming to Expo? Like, what's going on?
I was the one that called her out. I was like, that's AI. And she was like, yeah, I'm not offended. It was.
So, anybody watching right now, does any of you guys know anything about the topic for this evening, which is the Anunnaki? That's how it's pronounced.
Anunnaki.
Anunnaki. Sorry, yeah. Anunnaki sounds better. Anunnaki.
Get the accent, yeah. It made me look cool. Cheers, appreciate it, Luke. So it just made me whiter than Viking than Viking.
You can change your settings on this to look, touch up my appearance. I'm gonna turn it on and turn it all the way up. So now it should give me like porcelain skin.
How do I do
that? If you just go to settings and then camera settings, it should make you a little bit more.
Touch up appearance.
Yeah, touch up your appearance, bro. It's gonna take your beard off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you look a bit like AI.
I'll take it. I'm staying.
It doesn't work as good on me. It's because too much light from this office lighting. But,
it's literally just smoothed all my skin.
It's taken 15 years off you, bro. Shame about the beard, isn't it?
I've trimmed and like combed and everything.
Nah,
Man.
it's looking good. It's looking, to be fair, for a Jake Vape's beard, it's looking pretty tame. It's
For
looking pretty groomed.
backhanded compliments,
No,
always,
man, your beard's usually
always.
wild, isn't it? Like I say, like your
Yeah,
beard's usually
yeah.
like just like madman.
I appreciate it, Luke, and yeah, that's very, very, very true,
Made a
Mister.
favor.
It's very,
I wish
very
I could grow
true.
a beard like that. I wish I could. I haven't really shaved since I got back. I've trimmed here, but down here I've not done anything since I got back from Australia. Look at it. Look at it. And I didn't shave at all
Just,
while I was away.
uh,
It's terrible.
nah, that's deep. Well, hang on. How long have you been back? 2 weeks? No. Yeah,
Uh,
two and a bit.
about 3 weeks now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about 3 weeks. And so
Yeah, it's not
5 weeks
much.
away, and I had a trim before I went.
Yes.
Low testosterone, bro.
Well, when you came back from
Ryan.
Australia, I didn't have a moustache. So in those 3 weeks, I've fully
So you've
grown
got
back the
more hair there
moustache.
than I have on my whole fucking face, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll take my, what do they call it, designer stubble, and just be happy with it. You got
That's it.
designer
That's it.
stubble. I don't want designer fucking stubble. I want a man beard. Shut up. Anyway, so
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah. So Anunnaki. Does
Luke
anyone know about it? Drop a comment. Let
Luke
us
says he
know.
knows bits and pieces, but his knowledge is quite vague. Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you my experience with the Anunnaki. Yeah, is not much. But the story of, I say the story because it's, you know what I mean. That's not true, but the theory of the Anunnaki, like, very much correlates with my beliefs of our creation. So when I did eventually stumble across it, I was even more certain, because I didn't like decide I believe that after finding it. I'm like, there's got to be something mystic about this. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
universe has
yeah,
brought me
yeah.
this knowledge. I genuinely believe it. And I've made some notes, as always. Made
Oh,
some
I like
fucking
it.
page of A4 notes, bro. But most of the knowledge I have, well, not really most of it, but the freshest knowledge on it I have is from a video that I watched and then rewatched earlier today from the Y-Files on YouTube.
Is that the fish guy?
Huh? Yeah, with the
Yeah.
hecklefish.
Fuck, mate, he thought, like he was. I got to like him, but at the start I was like, "Would you shut up?" And he Anunnaki. Like, fuck this! I want to listen.
Anunnaki. It gets in your head, doesn't it? Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know and wants to see that video, it is pretty mint. He's got a fish that heckles him.
I'll put a link in it now, actually, so we can be professional. But they cover
like
all
it.
sorts
Okay.
of things about history and conspiracies and blah 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 blah. And they sort of like present it to you in digestible chunks, because you could talk for weeks about the Anunnaki and what it sort of spreads into. It can be brought into Atlantis, the Emerald Tablets, fucking colonizing Mars. Yeah, man. So
Right, I'm going to write on this. So, Emerald Tablets. Never heard. Oh, right.
you've never heard about the Emerald Tablets, bro?
Emerald
Yo.
Tablets.
So the Emerald Tablets
Me
is
to look at.
where the Emerald Tablets contain the method of producing the Philosopher's Stone, allegedly.
Philosopher's Stone. Never heard of it. I'll write that down.
Never even heard of the Philosopher's Stone. It can turn anything into gold and stuff.
Yeah.
This is why it ties into Anunnaki, because the Anunnaki allegedly came to Earth because we had loads of gold and they needed it to save their planet. They were advanced, and they had the
And they're like
technology
12,
to turn
15
any ore
foot
into
tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I want to know Luke's side, and Josh and anyone else side in the background. What do you know about the Anunnaki? And also, I want to know what notes you've written down, because I want to get into it. I want to see what's what.
Yeah, so if anybody watching it, so it's just like Josh and Luke, essentially. It seems like they're going to be the only people interacting. Pop in anything you do know about the Anunnaki, because I'm always interested to hear, because there's just so many different sources of information for this. It's one of those sort of theories that it's out there, isn't it? It's not just like our government conspiracy. It ties into religion, the seven wonders of the world that we can't explain, aliens, all sorts. So
When you say the seven wonders of the world that you can't explain, I would
Well,
only
not the
say
seven,
the
like one of the
pyramids.
the ones that you can't explain. Yeah, the pyramids is the
Yeah,
key one because they're heavily associated with Egypt and the technology that ancient
yeah.
Egyptians allegedly had.
I After finding out about Anunnaki and then being 15, between 12 and 15 foot tall, whatever it is, like twice
Yeah.
the size of an average human, I was like, oh, that's how the pyramids were built. If they're that fucking tall, the rocks wouldn't be an issue as much for them. Like,
Well, some
lifting
of
a ton
these,
would be hard, but you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, allegedly, I mean, looking more into the pyramids and stuff. While I was away, I did a lot of research on things that I just know I want to know more about. But
Yeah.
it's been proven allegedly that some of the stones in the pyramids have been traced to have been over 500 miles away from the site that they
Yeah.
were built. So how the hell are you going to not only like move them, but like all that flipping distance?
Yeah, and there's a big river in between that, like, even if they
You
went
know what I'm saying?
round, that would add months onto the
Onto
journey because it's
and
already no transport.
something that I picked, I can't remember what video I mentioned it, but it was somebody just laughing at our current understanding of the pyramids. You're like, do you mean to tell us that the most technologically advanced people on the planet at the time, yeah, if we assume the Egyptians built it under slavery and all that jazz, with slavery, you mean to tell me they thought it'd be a good idea to build these massive things on sand? Like, building on sand has been known, like, this is one of the first things we learned we should not do. Like, doesn't that not tell you something's up there? So
But
where they're built wasn't even
millions,
sand at
well,
the time.
not millions, but thousands of years of earthquakes, and they're still standing. America gets a couple of earthquakes, and thousands of buildings are gone. Like, and they're not built on sand; they're built with footings and like, yeah,
When you say they moved the rivers, they used the rivers, what do you mean? Because again, this also ties into, do you know what I told you about the flat earthers and what they believe other than the shape of the earth? They
yeah.
believe that manipulating water with sound, using technology from the Anunnaki, is how we generated a lot of energy, was able to utilize a lot of technology.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it ties into so much stuff. It does. I'm like, there's got to be something in here, man. And
I
we've
like
just been,
Josh's. Well,
go on.
go. Oh,
We've
I
been
was going to say.
like, you go. I'm shutting up.
Okay. Just so we both at the same time. Josh's idea of using the rivers to move the rocks, but the river was going like that way, and the pyramid was here, and then they went really far that way. So yeah, it would help them across however big the river is, but in terms of the distance, the river was the smallest part of the journey. So that's unless they completely diverted the river, but then even just digging to divert the river,
Yeah.
I
It
can't.
don't work like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
There'd still be some trace of that. For him to go so far, there'd be trace of that in it. And
yeah,
Luke, not to try, we're not trying to disprove things, but I feel like disproving theories is the best way to get closer to the truth. The thing with the sand and earthquakes is the space for the vibrations is so deep.
nah,
The sand would move, and then
yeah.
the pyramids would
Everything
fall
would.
apart. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because they're
saying? Like,
stacked. They're
it's not
stacked
the
blocks. There's
it's not
no,
like
there's
the
no
Leaning Tower of
cement.
Pyramid out here, bro. It's you know what I
Yeah,
mean. They're pretty
yeah.
stable, them things. You get me?
And they don't put like cement. There's no beds or perps. Like literally, it's just block against block. So if the ground like shifted even that much, where the join's perfect, they drop or they slide, and they're all still perfect. You can't get a sheet of paper in them.
Yeah,
Well, in the main five. I don't know how many
yeah.
there is, but
And I mean, the stones used in the center of the pyramids were a lot heavier and higher quality stone to the ones on the outside as well. So we're just thinking about what is it, like sandstone or whatever they've got on the outside. But how are you moving all of that granite and all that stuff, which is like, you know what I mean, notably more difficult to do? And how are you shaping them and building them? You can't tell me that it was chiseled because they're pretty square now. After
yeah,
how many years of erosion and shit, so they must have been pretty sharp when they were put in
yeah.
place. How are you engineering
It's.
blocks like that?
Hang on,
You
let me
know.
find. Read a. I'm just going to try and find a
So
picture.
okay, right. So the Anunnaki, for anybody that hasn't got a clue what they're about, is allegedly a race from some planet out in space. Some people, there are different names for this alleged planet, but it's most commonly these days referred to as Planet X by NASA. Like this thing has even been sort of mildly acknowledged by NASA. and it might explain what our fascination with trying to get out into space is, but we'll get to that. They come from, so they're a bit like us. Their technology was creating a lot of pollution. Their planet was about to like go pop in it. They started suffering earthquakes and natural disasters and blah blah, but they're mad advanced, and they built these big tower things that were supposed to like recycle the air, which worked for a bit, but shit went off. Natural disasters, loads of pollution in the air, rare. These things weren't working anymore. These air purifiers, shall we call them, weren't working anymore. They had to go out into space and find some sort of something to save their planet. And
just dead quickly before you continue, because I found the picture and it will not be relevant to the rest of it. So if they were using ancient tools, where you see that red line, is, I can't get my phone straight, but where they're going off, and you can see it's going off at an angle. If they were using copper tools and just chiseling away, they would have known far before, like, they would have known, like, literally here that they're going off, and would have recorrected their rope, string, whatever. They wouldn't have gone that far in and then gave up on the piece of rock. And that's such a thin gap in there. What are they hammering in without breaking everything?
Without chipping it away and shit. I mean, it ties back into what I was mentioning about my theory of what the flat earthers believe, because they question that as well. It's like, how did we build all of these massive things way back in the day? Even things like the flipping Vatican. Like, if you look at the technology around at the time of the Vatican, we shouldn't have been able to do that. That's like horse and cart days, yo. You're telling me we're lucky stuff? Come on now, you know what I mean?
We went from like not even having electricity to 100 years later landing on the moon. A bit.
That's part of it as well. How we all of a sudden was revved up. But we're describing Earth. It's quite funny you say that, because as we'll probably get onto later on, we are sort of descendants from these people. We might have the same traits as them. Like that's a bit further on, but yeah, they basically went out into space, came across Earth, and they analyzed Earth and like, yo, there's gold on this planet and there's lots of other life-saving material. We need to go there. On Earth at that time, allegedly, was like pre-Homo sapien days. So they're like there's animals down there, but they're barbaric. They sometimes eat flesh and meat of other animals. Blah 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 blah.
Well, referring to us when we were Neanderthal.
No, this was pre those days, mate. Like this is like, you're talking way back before.
Oh, when there was like 4 different types of human that weren't human. And
no, we were still like, we were still very monkey-like, essentially. Don't forget. Oh yeah, there you go. There he is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's my guy. So anyway, they were like, well, we don't need to worry about going down there invading, because the Anunnaki had allegedly enslaved another race of spacefaring beings, and these beings were particularly strong and particularly tall. So a bunch of Anunnaki, and I think, what were they called? The Agigi, allegedly. From this video that I watched, they were called the Agigi.
What was the Agigi?
The Agigi is like, so do you know the classic image of an alien? Where it's the sort of like big forehead thing with the big eyes.
The big grey.
Yeah, that is like from what the Agigi allegedly looked like. What that's where we get that from, because they look like that. The Anunnaki we look pretty much like the Anunnaki, but what we think are aliens is this Agigi race, and they were more intelligent than us, but they were enslaved by the Anunnaki, but they were strong, and you know, they had numbers, and it wasn't like a horrendous sort of slavery. They had the we will look after you, work for us, and that was the agreement between the Anunnaki and this Agigi race. Anyway, they came over here and they were like, yo, like, just take over, we want all the gold, blah blah blah. They had all this technology, one of which was allegedly the Philosopher's Stone, which was able to grant immortality or very, very long life, and turn any kind of ore that you find on this planet into gold.
Yeah, I believe in that, because I believe humans lived a lot longer. Like, I know, like, our great granddads weren't living to 100, 200, but I'm talking like generation, like 1,000 back, sort of thing. I think we all live a lot longer. Yeah, I saw that. I keep
So I mean, the fact like even in biblical times, people were living to all like 700-800 years old,
Yeah,
allegedly, according to the Bible and stuff like that. That was because we weren't as downbred from these other beings, because we were crossbreeders. So, but we'll get onto that. We'll get onto that anyway. So
no, yeah. So we were closer to God.
Yep.
And then we've diluted our own.
It ties into like a lot of Judeo-Christian Islamic beliefs as well. Like it makes sense of all of these stories. But
I like that.
We'll get there. We'll get there, innit? So they came to Earth and they, started. The Anunnaki eventually turned real bad on the Ajiji and just enslaved them. Like, yo, get in these mines, get this gold, get this gold, get this gold. Anunnaki rebelled. Gold allegedly. Because if you look into, I didn't even realize this. I learned something about gold. Gold can be used, if you process it correctly, to purify the air. As we know, we can use it in components to transmit data and energy. It's a very, very good conductor. And the earth was abundant of it, as said from even.
I think that's why it's in mobile phones and stuff. It can purify water, it can transmit electricity. Yeah, it does.
I mean, you can use what do us stupid humans
do? We make jewelry.
We didn't know what we had in it because we were just like fucking monkeys at the time. Not fucking monkeys, but we were monkeys at the time. Right?
Well, we probably anyway.
Well, I suppose we were fucking monkeys if we are monkeys. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, so get the gold so we can go take it back to yard and save our planet. Blah 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 blah.
Can you change the title? Can you change the title?
What?
Some of us are fucking monkeys. Nah.
I want to do that now. Right, I'm doing it.
Go for it. Apparently, it didn't stop the aging process.
Us are effing monkeys.
Best HDMI cables contain gold. Yeah. It's like they always charge you an extra 20 quid. I don't think on a HDMI it makes that much difference for the price jump, but it does make a difference.
I mean the price. It's you don't buy gold plated anything. Don't do it. Unless that cable needs to be exceptionally long, because that can introduce a lot of interference. You don't. Anyway, that's besides the point as well. So the Ajiji, they get fed up of being enslaved, without all of the agreed return for their labor. And the Anunnaki were like, yo, we can't keep doing this because these guys are actually quite strong and blah 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 blah. We need to come up with some other way of getting this gold. The Anunnaki are incredibly advanced, and what they do is they take some of their DNA and they take some of the DNA from the beings that are already on the planet, the monkey type things, and then they cross them, and then that is the first human type thing, and they named it Adamus. Allegedly. Adamus, right?
I watched the same video, and in my head, I'm like, there was that guy Ali that slept with the first human and made the first blah blah blah, and then I was like, I forgot the name, but I saw you look down at your notepad, and notes are a good thing.
No, so man, it's Adamus. So what actually happened is one of the Anunnaki, one of the leaders, because it wasn't the leader of the whole race that came down. It was the son of the leader of the Anunnaki, who was called Anu. It's just a title they give their leader. It's not his actual name, but it was his son. He came down. So he was just like, yo, mad sciencey people. They crossbreed some Anunnaki and some English and some Earthling. What was I saying? That's how AIDS came about. Listen, let's not go there, bro. Yeah, this could get risky. It's already quite risky. Yeah, we don't. You just stop right now, yeah, because somebody somewhere is going to make the wrong comment, and the BLM are going to come after us. Yeah, so let's stop.
I don't know where you get the connection there, Ryan. Right, anyway.
So they've genetically engineered these beings that are able to harvest gold or mine the gold with so the genetic from the monkeys that were already the primates or whatever on Earth, and then that was the start of essentially what we are now. Time has gone on, and we're mining, we're blah 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 blah. They're building all of the pyramids, and they're getting all of anything that has a gold point to it. So religious buildings, pyramids.
So did they? Because in that video, it was really long. or was it in another? Because I know you've watched a few. In that, it never said who built the pyramids.
No. But it's see, no, there's various videos on the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki basically gave us the they used
tools.
Yeah, they used because if you've not just how they built it, if you think about where they're positioned, how they relate to the stars, and all these other things that the pyramids actually connected to, we're so focused on how did they build it. Not many people actually sit and think about, well, people do, but not as many people think about, like, how did they align them with the fucking stars and use them for navigation and stuff. That's
it's aligned with true north, and each main pyramid aligns with each other along the equator perfectly. Even though back then there wasn't ships to travel, and certain places didn't know the other existed.
So many unexplained things about it. That baffles me more than how did they build him in it, because at least we can go, maybe they used some tools or some strong people but how did they know about like the stars and shit, because we barely know much about that crap now with all of our technology.
Like what's the thing that was outside of Stonehenge? It was like a hole in a slab of wood, slab of stone, and when you look through it, it looks through another slab of stone, and then it'll tell you like the month and how many days.
It lines up. And
the
stuff.
sunlight. And it's like they knew more than
Cat Williams, comedian.
Yeah. I still not watched that video you sent me because that was like 5 hours.
The Joe Rogan one was only like an hour and a half.
Oh no, the like you sent me Cat Williams and another one at the same time, and I started watching the 5 hour one. I was like, I can't dedicate 5 hours to one video, so I'm gonna watch it.
The Cat Williams one is interesting. He touches on this stuff. He touches on the Emerald tablets and all the ancient knowledge and stuff as well. So all of this, what we're talking about now, as well, is believed to be known knowledge, which is held by a select few people. Let's just call them the Illuminati. And the reason why they're trying to get out into space is because they recognize that due to us having similar traits to the Anunnaki and whatnot, we are repeating the cycle of just destruction and ruining the planet. So they are also repeating a cycle, like we go into space at some point and find something to deal with this pollution and overpopulation and all this fuckery we've got going on. They've already tried the enslavement thing. Didn't quite work out because we're not like true Anunnaki, you know what I'm saying? There's so many repetitions in this, but time is a cycle, not a line. One of my favorite flipping quotes there.
Another video that popped up straight after that one, the Anunnaki Wi-Files, was him talking about the center of the earth not being lava. And I couldn't argue with him because he said, I believe the center of it is ice. Because why, when you get to the bottom of the ocean, which is the nearest to the center of the earth, is it so freaking cold? Surely, if it was solid lava and hot at the center of the earth, why the deeper down do you go? Is it so much colder? And you could say, oh, it's further away from the sun. But when you go into like higher up in altitude, it gets colder, like top of mountains. So why is it not getting warmer that way?
Though, innit? Depends on how hot it's going to be.
Yeah, well,
because it could be cooled by the outer layer of the water, innit? So it could if we actually get that far down, eventually get the technology to get to like the deepest part of the ocean, which we haven't yet. Who's to say the water down there is not warm?
Well, that's true.
And as we get, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. That's just what I like to play devil's advocate in it. And that,
but it's like I can't prove either way, and I don't think anyone can. But he did also say,
I reckon there's definitely something sus about the center of the earth as well, though. Definitely. The fact that we haven't gone down that far, but we've apparently been to space. I'm like, you don't even make sense. Even as a conspiracy, like something doesn't match up here. You're taking us for dickheads, fam.
We've apparently explored more of space than our own oceans that are like there.
You know what I mean? And like we've been swimming in them waters for like how many millennia now? And you know what I mean? Come on now.
But that's also the reason I don't like swimming, is I don't know what's down. I don't want to be swimming in no.
But I remember just floating in the ocean in Oz, and then just like not waking up, just hearing people chatting at me. Open my eyes, because I was just there, sun. It was nice. And I've just floated way out, bro. I float. I'm like, all of a sudden I can't swim for shit. I'm like, oh my God. Panicking, like I was just like, jellyfish, sharks, what you doing, bro? This is Australia. Get the fuck back to land. You're a city boy. But so they end up using this new humanoid, Homo sapien, whatever you want to call it, to harvest the gold. And then there's been crossbreeding and intermingling and stuff between the Ajiji, the Anunnaki, and this new type of this new genetically engineered us, essentially.
I'm just dropping a share in the SPECSAPPEAL chat because I forgot we had that live now, peeps.
And I do find it, when you consider certain things, so you know how it goes, bro. As soon as we get going, then people drop in, and then we have to repeat the beginning bit again. That's how lives work, bro.
Yeah, but we backtrack and jump from everywhere, so we've not really.
We're just setting the
setting
the
mood,
the thing now.
getting it going. Yeah.
Jump in. So yeah, and when you consider things like we are the only living thing on Earth that enjoys eating things that we actively seek out things that are not good for us, like food especially. Like no other thing in on Earth, no other living thing that needs to maintain its life actively seeks out carbohydrates and sugars and stuff like that.
Well, you know I was going to say we've got monkeys and elephants do, because they deliberately seek out rotten fruit that's fermented, so it's alcohol, so they get drunk. They figured that out. Yeah, it's not the food thing, but they deliberately get themselves high.
But when have you seen an elephant or a monkey that drunk that they're throwing up and sitting in their own fucking pool and start fighting drunk? They don't do that, bro. They recognize their limits. They just know, innit? They just know.
I think it's just the size of an elephant. It's hard for it to find that much alcohol to get drunk.
Maybe, but still, that's part of it. Maybe it grew that big to deal with that desire. So you know what I mean?
I like it. That is why I got to the size I am, because I was getting drunk too often.
I mean, the biggest thing ever is like you're telling me that by the own principles of evolution, right? Check this out. By the own principles of it, we evolve to better suit our environment. Yeah. That's how we evolve. Why the fuck are we like dying from sun cancer from the sun then? From skin cancer from the sun? Given that the sun's been there since the beginning of time, right? And we've evolved to be better suited to our environment, but yet we cannot tolerate the sun too much. What the fuck is that about? Like, surely that's the first thing we evolved to deal with.
It's the ozone. I think that's been corrupted, and because of all the gases and shit, and we wore it down, and it was never an issue for us before.
Bro, why do you think so many animals have fur? Animals that live in hot places still have fur. Because it protects you from the sun. We evolved away from that. Even the animals that don't have fur that we're similar to, like pigs. Pigs have similar skin to us. They roll in the fucking mud.
Yeah, hippo, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have to put this weird goop on our skin. This
I was going to say, we've evolved to put clothes on.
Rolling in the mud is a natural thing. Yeah, rolling because mud is a natural thing. Yeah, sun cream is not. So that can't be an argument for that. You know what I mean? So something's very weird about us. Like maybe we were just engineered for a purpose and we've just outlived. Or maybe the Ajiji or the Anunnaki or whatever are still about. Maybe the Anunnaki have gone because the Ajiji wiped them out or whatever. And you know how we claim that our leaders could be lizards or aliens, yeah?
They're the
you know what I'm saying?
And they're like controlled, yeah.
Yeah, and this whole fascination of also, you know how they claim that there was life on Mars? There was traces like this evidence that there was life on Mars or claims that life could have been on Mars. On the way
like years ago, it could have been sustainable for life. Yeah. It had water and it had greenery, but now there's nothing. Yeah.
On the way to Earth, they stopped at Mars. The Anunnaki, when they first came to invade, they stopped for a bit to gather forces and whatever, and then came. Oh, hi.
Sorry.
Bye. Okay, cool. Then they came to Earth. So maybe this traces or whatever used to be on Mars was due to them stopping there, staying there for a bit till everything got, all the forces arrived, and then they just came to Earth. It just makes so much fucking sense.
Following that thought, what if they went there and it was like version 1 of humans and it failed, and they realized, oh, the oxygen here is not quite right, they're all going to die off, let's leave them, move to Earth, try that one, it's slightly warmer.
Or maybe they did stay there for a while and took all the gold and all of the resource and minerals, and that's why it's no longer habitable.
That's why it's a dead planet. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
I'm liking this. I want someone to come on and like deliberately argue with either point because, like,
Yeah,
I know we're
we
arguing
all,
with each other, but like, it's always good to get like another person that's like
yeah.
dead fast on one way.
We
You
all
know what I mean?
recognize that we carry traits from our parents and our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Like male desires, primal male desires and primal desires of women can be traced back to the beginning of mankind, allegedly, right? Just like we have traits from our parents and blah, 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 blah. Maybe these negative traits of ours, which seem to coincide with the negative, correlate with the negative traits of this Anunnaki race, because we're doing the same thing that they did on their planet, is why we just can't stop. We all recognize we're doing something wrong, but we just can't stop.
Do you believe that we're like a circular, not race, lifespan?
Time is a cycle, not a line, bro.
No, but I mean, like, we got to a certain point in evolution and then started getting dumber until we die out, and then it just keeps because I get the Anunnaki thing, but I also think it could have just been humans that got to that higher level of consciousness, whatever, really small, and then when they started dying out and like idiots having sex with idiots just made more idiots, and it just, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah.
Part of me sees that as believable as well, which is why we're not evolving anymore. Like, we can't even grow our own teeth back. How many animals can do that? Pretty much, well, not all of them, but like.
Doesn't it explain the missing link? How did we come from monkeys? Because if we evolved from monkeys and monkeys are still around, we should see every step of the fucking evolution, but we can't. Maybe because because they took the latest point of fucking monkey evolution and fucked with their own DNA and come out with us, because we are similar in appearance. And even in the biblical stories, in all of the Judeo modern like fucking religious shit, it's a similar story. Like, God took a piece of earth, a piece of clay, whatever, and a bit of his own, put a spirit in there, a bit of himself. God made people in his image, and we look like these people, but we're just not as tall or strong. The reason we're not as tall as them is because where they came from, X had less gravity.
Less gravity.
And obviously, if there's less gravity, there's taller people, isn't it?
I also think they probably took part of the genes out so that we couldn't overpower them. You know what I mean? Like, made us a bit. You know, like we mess with animal DNA. Maybe they did that to make us slightly weaker. And
we all know that we've been fucking with crossbreeding and blah 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 blah. And trying to like, I mean, like, just knowing that the fucking Nazis were up to shit like that, like trying to make super soldiers and blah de blah blue. Let me just share this in the text group. I feel like we've been good enough for a while now that we should be allowed to share in the text group. I might get in trouble.
Yep. And I'm just drinking water, as you can see. The bluest.
That's cool. I'm drinking, but I'm on like my fourth cider today.
Fair play. Yeah, Luke, I'd agree with you on that one. There is so many that are just. You look at certain people. I'm sure everyone in the chat, or one of you, would agree. You look at certain people. Like, how are you still alive? How do you remember to like not look up and down when you cross the street? Like, there's people out there that are just. How did they graduate? Like, how did
Bro, you live in Derby. I was about to say, bro, come to Chesterfield, and you're like, but then again, you live in Derby. There's some inbred people in Derby as well in there. So
there's a good selection of the lower ends of. No offense to the Derby people, but you know, there's probably some smart people hiding.
I mean, some people got more of the DNA, some people got less of it, and whatnot. We recognize that more people have Neanderthal in them than others, because I mean, we're mostly Homo sapien, but Homo sapiens are around at the same time as the Neanderthals, and Neanderthals were these savage creatures that loved violence and would steal, rob, break, rape, and blah 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 blah. And it was that intermingling between Homo sapien, which is like the intelligent humanoid form, and then Neanderthal, which is like the stronger, more barbaric. And there's people that just live for violence. You come across those guys that just
I was gonna say there's still a lot of. Yeah, they're a lot closer to being a barbarian. Not barbarian. What was the Neanderthal? Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of people still close to being a Neanderthal. You look at
like groups of people like the Vikings and the barbarians and the flipping Mongols and all them lot that were just like war
Mike
hungry.
Tyson is an example. Like, I'm not saying he's stupid, but
Mike Tyson was hypnotized.
For fighting.
Mike Tyson was hypnotized and blatantly put on steroids because man wasn't. There's no human that's that big at 16 without roids. You seen the videos of him when he's 16? He's fighting like grown men and he's bigger than them. Like, you know what I mean? He must have. He was hypnotized as well. That's why he was so savage. He's come out and said this.
Whoa, that's a man's body, but like baby. Well, he's got a set face now.
He's not a natural 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? He's the original Neanderthal, bro. He's pure bred Neanderthal, or he's on steroids. Got to be, man. He was banging out like grown men at 16 years old. Insane.
It's fair. The idiots vastly outnumber the amount with commons. They do. There's far more idiots, but that's how the government likes it. The Anunnaki are controlling us, or the others. You know.
Another phrase that I like, another saying that I like is common sense needs to be renamed because nowadays it's rare. Like that's a JME lyric, and that's one of the sickest bars, fam.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
it.
My mum used to say, Jamie, use what's in between your ears. So I did. But if you guys did that, what was it? Most of you would just like sit there and pick your nose and stare or something like a child. Just...
Yeah.
But yeah.
What was who was that?
That's it, JME.
Jamie.
Boy Better Know and other rap groups and stuff. Skepta's brother.
Okay, I really do not keep up.
You don't do UK rap, do you? No.
I'll be honest, no. I don't really. I still like rap, but the old, like, I don't listen to news. Yeah.
I say new stuff like that. That was a lyric from like 2001. I think like it's not
still too recent for me.
Yeah. I don't do drill. Drill's just
weird. Do you like garage?
Do I like garage? I love garage, bro.
I can't get on. It doesn't
two-step garage, that deep house shit. Yeah, I'm all about that life. But
because John used to listen to that, and like, he'd put it on when we were gaming or before the live started, and he'd be like, drinking his beers, and I'd be sat there going, "Fucking hell, I like garage.
You can drink to it, or you can just sit and chill to it. You can dance to it. It's just music for anything." I like the jazzy stuff, though. I do like the jazzy stuff more than like the commercial stuff.
Yeah, I'm finding I'm just getting older and loving more old. Yeah, I'm just old.
You say old music, like, bro. If you do know Sum 41 and Blink 182 are genuinely classified as classic rock bands now. Classic rock, bro. Even by our own standards, with how old the bands our parents listened to, we referred to them when we were kids as classic. Like the music we were listening to at that time is now that old. So that's classic. Horrible, isn't it?
It is.
Bro, it's been 25 years since the year 2000.
I've been alive for 5 decades.
You're 50 years old?
No, but I've been alive for 5 decades. What year were you born?
89.
Yes, you've been alive for 5 decades. 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. You've been alive in 5 decades.
89 is a bit of a stretch, though, isn't it? If you speak to anybody that was born, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you speak, if someone comes to me and was like, I'm a 90s baby, what year was you born? 99. I'm like, hardly, bro. Hardly. You missed out on the 90s. You know what I'm saying? So
you were still there for the 80s. Maybe not for much of it. You're still
you know what I mean? I don't remember any of it. The 80s were wild. I wish I was fucking alive for that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's crazy. But yeah, like I said, we go off topic. So yeah, if anyone does have a question about Anunnaki, drop it in the chat and maybe we can answer it.
And if anybody watching this now or in the rebroadcast or on YouTube or wherever it is later on has an idea for any sort of interesting point of conversation, drop a comment as well, and we'll do a little, like, maybe an hour of research and then just talking about it.
Yeah,
we'll Google it and then just chat about it. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'd be down for like chatting anything. So yeah, if anyone in the comments does have a subject that you want us to cover, commercial, conspiracy, aliens, we'll literally. When I say commercial, I don't mean we want to talk about adverts.
If you follow the story of the Anunnaki further, there's a part where they flood the earth because like the humans were becoming too violent and blah 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 blah. Because obviously we were You know what I mean?
And the Great Flood's in literally every Bible, Quran.
Every religious text talks about that shit.
Yeah.
Mate.
And that's weird that the Great Flood would be in everything. You know, like there's loads of details that are often different, but like the fact, and it goes back to like the pyramids being perfectly aligned. How would they all write in different places when they don't know?
Yep.
Each other's doing. Yeah.
And I mean, apparently their hub was Egypt.
Yeah.
Like, that's where like most of the gold was and all of that lot. So that's why the ancient Egyptians were so like regarded as highly technological. And
well, in old photos, they show in old photos they show capstones on the pyramids that are gold or metallic looking in the photos because it's black and white and they can't really tell.
But all the old cathedrals, mosques, all the old religious buildings, like they all had gold caps as well.
Yeah.
And that was apparently some part of, and this is where it ties into what the flat earthers believe about like why we're lied to. They think the reason part of this lie is the shape of the earth. But if you just disregard the shape of the earth argument from what the flat earthers believe, then it also falls very in line with this stuff. The Anunnaki stuff just doesn't focus on the shape of the earth. You know what I mean? The flat earthers seem to have just tagged. They seem to have just tagged that bit on. You know what I mean? I'm not disputing the shape of the earth at all, but everything else is
flat or round, or is that just like? Huh? Do you believe that the earth's flat or round? Yeah.
I genuinely don't have a belief on the shape of the earth. I tell people now.
Plane.
Huh?
You've been on a plane,
didn't look round on the fucking plane, though. Either I need to go out into space to see in it, bro. Like I took a photo on the plane out the window. I was like, still looks kind of flat, you know. Still looks kind of flat, you know. Am I not out far enough to see that curvature? Because I mean, people like you do see an ever so slight curvature, right? But but the curvature is so shallow, I would still argue that counts as flat. You know what I mean? If something is ever so slight, like I mean, would you say this is flat or would you say it's round? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, but they say it's spherical or spheroid, like almost like egg shaped or whatever.
You know what I mean? If it's got an ever slight bow in it, it's still flat though, isn't it? It's not
but
round.
But they're not saying it's flat with like a little curve. They're saying it goes all the way. Like
they reckon it's like a reverse mountain, don't they? Reverse mountain, and then we're like on the top. I mean, I could get down with that idea. I could, but I mean, I could also get down with the idea that it's fully round. But I could also, this is what I tell people: it's domed. There you go. Don't involve me in your bullshit arguments. It's domed, so you're both right. Yeah, it's round and it's flat. Are you happy now? I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Until it actually affects how I'm living my life, not really bothered.
That'd be a semicircle. I can't have that. It wasn't. It was an A or B question. There was no C option to get you out of it.
Of course, I'm not picking a mainstream answer in anything, bro. Who do you think you're talking to?
I genuinely have some sort of belief in the dome thing because The Simpsons has predicted a lot of things, and they predicted that we're in a dome.
I sometimes feel like I'm Truman.
And you're like the
yeah, but everyone's a fucking actor because sometimes people do some dumb shit. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Nah.
The amount of NPCs you like. I find myself, and I know I sound stupid, but I find myself walking around Sainsbury's looking at people, and I'll see them pick up mushrooms, put them down, pick them back up, and in my head I go, "Fucking NPCs, fucking glitching."
Yeah. I mean, for all we know, there's only like, say, 10,000 real like sentient beings, humans, and the rest of them are just fucking drones, that are just following a program, or maybe we are as well. And this pseudo intelligence we've got is just part of the programming. I mean, GPT probably thinks it's a genius by now. You know what I mean? So I've answered everything that they've ever asked me. I must be mad intelligent, but
must be the higher.
Until you break out of your limit, until you break through your limits, like, how do you know if you have one?
So, like in COD, when you're controlling the character and you disconnect, it will still play, but as a bot, and it will play how you used to play. So, how do you not know that they're not all? I don't like that. Yeah.
I mean, and also that then ties into the flipping. Are we just in a what do you say? Simulation thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can answer everything. So if the Anunnaki is, this is what I said about when I explained to you my theory on us being the AI That's what I thought. I thought we were just the AI of something before. It's like we're creating these robots now. We've got these animatronic robots that can do. Like I've seen robots fucking making pizza. These Honda robots and shit. They're doing crazy things now, bro. Doing parkour and all sorts. As soon as you plug in AI into that, you know what I mean? You plug that thing into the internet, so it's got the internet's knowledge as well. That's more superior to us.
But Elon Musk said 15 years and they will be sentient. I'll be alive maybe.
Have you seen his neurochip thing? Neuralink.
I don't like that.
It's already a human being.
He's
put it in a paraplegic. He's put it in a paraplegic, and the paraplegic is able to play. The guy can't move from below his shoulders, yeah? After a car accident.
Wasn't that the Facebook guy, though?
What?
Facebook, Zuckerberg. Didn't he have one put in?
Nah, not yet.
Probably have.
Yo, the elite all probably fucking have one by now. The paraplegic. Let's be nice. The paraplegic guy can't move from below his shoulders.
Read the title. Right? Tell me you're nice.
Is been since having a chip implanted. The things they report. I don't know what else he's done. He still can't move, which I think is a bit odd. But anyway, he's played chess online, and he can play Civilization 6. I think it is. Like without
how is he moving the pieces?
Because he's just telling the computer that he's linked to in his fucking brain what to do. Mark of the Beast, bro. This shit is prophesized in the fucking Bible, in Revelations, fam.
I'm not down with that one.
Revelations, fam.
Now, how do you not know they've just sat a guy there that's pretty much just brain dead, and they've just ran a program that will auto play chess?
We don't know. I mean, that could have been fucking Stephen Hawking for all we know. Like, come on, we all seem to believe that Steve. What?
He was at Epstein's Island.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but like, what the fuck was he doing? Just typing on the keyboard, going, "Oh yeah, rub my control pad."
Who did you rip that off of? I've heard that before. Who did you rip that off of?
I can't remember what it was, but I saw someone talking about it. It was another podcast. So yeah, if you're out there watching us, appreciate it. You're probably not.
Yeah. Thanks for the content,
appreciate
bro.
the content.
Nice one. But yeah,
I think it was that Chinese guy. And the white dude always hits a gong behind him.
Jimmy Lee.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee and Theo Von.
He terrorizes his host. Not as bad, but far worse than you do me, and I do. Like he found out his dad was dead, and they were talking about Father's Day coming up and stuff, and he was like, "Oh well, you know," and it wasn't like your dad's dead. It was like laughing in his face, super loud, sound effects, and like celebrating that he's so. I couldn't. But like
him and that Jimmy Lee and the Theo Von podcast were fucking wild, bro.
Yeah.
They would just roast each other.
Yeah, Theo's insane.
I think Theo's like autistic, bro.
Every good podcaster is.
Huh?
They've all every pod like
No, Theo's something different though, man. His mind is wild, bro. Like
whether
or not his stories are true.
He's fried.
I'll be honest, it's funny we mention him because my algorithm on YouTube is full of like Theo Von best moments because I've watched a couple of those videos and there's just loads of them now, bro. Like and the stories he comes up with, man. I'm like, how did you even think of this? Like you either had this ready like for when somebody mentions something so you can bring it up, it relates it, but then there's that many wild stories, you must have a lot saved in the bank, or it's real and you've had the most crazy fucking life of all humans ever, even more wild than Jesus.
He was talking to Joe Rogan about doing shrooms, and he said how he spent 2 days sleeping in a tree because he didn't realize, and it's like what? Like, what?
It's the stuff about child molesting shit, like how he lived in the fucking town.
I wanted to steer away from certain things he said.
Yeah, man. This is like, how did you come up with all of these details and everything? Like, just nah, fam. You must have had this prepared. This crazy, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't like and share this bit. Crop this out.
Don't like and share this bit. Yeah.
Back in the room. Welcome back, Josh. Welcome back. I like the name. Josh
back in the room. So, Josh or Luke, do either of you? So I don't know if anybody else is watching. Do either of you have any other beliefs regarding the origins of mankind? Because I'm very fascinated with origin stories.
I want someone to tell me a fact, but I want them to tell me something they believe as fact. and then I'll break it down. Because like when we were arguing about the water being cold, it could be hotter, and underneath could be ice, could be lava, blah blah blah. Neither of us believed one way or the other for definite in our minds. So I want to meet someone that would like come on and chat with us and be like, 100% it's, and then we not break them down, but we properly discuss.
Nah, I live in the moment. I'd love to.
If you live in the moment, Luke, think of something right now in this moment.
No, I'd love to be able to do that, but I just sit and wonder, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? I'm here with diabetes and Raynaud's, whatever it's called, and like mental health issues and shit.
Raynaud's?
I'm like,
don't they make wine gums? What?
Maynard's, Bellend, right? So don't talk, you know what I mean? That's not
Raynaud's?
Good for my diabetes, bro. What are you talking?
What is Raynaud's?
It's where you get cold hands, essentially. It's a bit more technical than that, but it's cold hands. Your hands get so cold that they can rot off, essentially.
Get some gloves. Nah, you be ready. Get some gloves.
Yeah, they don't work like
Even
that.
a name.
My hands don't generate heat. My hands genuinely do not. I'm in the cold now, but they don't generate heat. The blood flow to them is terrible.
So are mine, but I don't have any heating on, so.
Yeah. But I mean, that's why my fingers nearly rotted off before I went to Australia, innit?
I don't pay attention to stuff you say because I do not remember that at all. I'm like, what?
I probably never told you. Probably never told you, bro. Like, if I was putting it off since like first week of January, my knuckles started swelling and they started getting all flaky and stuff, but just my knuckles.
Yeah, you posted pictures. Yeah.
So like, I was putting it off. I was like, oh fuck it, I'll deal with that. I'll just put it down to the gym. I think I'm sharing bars, public gym. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got no immune system. Caught something. Nah. It started getting irritating. So called the doctors and went to the doctor's emergency appointment. And as soon as the doctor touched my hand, it's like, what meds are you on for Raynaud's or Reynolds or Reynolds? I can't remember what it's called. I was like, what are you talking about?
That'll do,
yeah. Wine. Let's call it wine gums. Right? What medication are you on for wine gums? I'm like, what are you talking about? What's wine gums, bro? And it's just like, it's none of your team, like, you're not been diagnosed with wine gums? I'm like, no. And it's like, essentially, it's a problem that can occur from having diabetes for a long time, regardless of how well you look after yourself. Because even if you look after yourself well with type 1 diabetes, the longer you have it, the more likely you are to have problems.
Things go wrong.
And I've had it for like a good old like 20 odd years now, innit? And then I had it before I was diagnosed as well. So this primary Raynaud's, which is not autoimmune related. This secondary Raynaud's, which is autoimmune related. Man has both of them in it. So, and it's just like, he had to give me antibiotics, and I'm on blood pressure tablets now for the rest of my life to ensure that I get good blood flow. But I've not started taking them yet. I want to take them to my diabetes specialist and be like, yo, the GP gave me these, but the GP don't know nothing about no fucking like anything to do with diabetes. So can you tell me?
So you can't really drink alcohol then, because that thins your blood
Yeah. I shouldn't drink alcohol. I shouldn't eat sweets. I shouldn't get stressed. I should eat every hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. So speaking of diabetes, let me do some diabetes now. I
was about to say, speaking of which, check this out, mate. Sweets.
Where you going? Ooh.
Got that big bag, mate. Big bag.
Works for me. It looks like I'm getting drinking manner at the weekend. Oh, bro, I still got that hole in my tooth.
You don't have that fit. Why are you going to a dentist?
I've been to the dentist and it's like you can't fix it, bro. Like we can't do anything about it. And he put this weird sort of like coating thing on the hole. So there's a big hole in like my molar now. He's like, come back in a month and whatever. Stop using alcohol mouthwash because it's fucking up your teeth. And told me to do different things. Like I gotta brush my teeth after every time I eat, otherwise they're gonna turn into jelly and they won't be able to do any work on them at all. Bro, I am dying, bro. I
don't believe the alcohol thing because when I've got toothache, I put whiskey on it. What? Oh, it's this.
Yeah, no, but it eats away at the enamel, innit?
Yeah, but when I put whiskey on it, helps the toothache. Or is it because it's killing more of the tooth and I'm just not feeling it?
It's probably just making a fucking thing numb, innit? Yeah. So
I struggle with overthinking.
10,000 religions today. I struggle with overthinking social situations. Don't have time to think about why things are most of the time. Well, imagine having both of those problems at the same time, right? Just imagine that.
You don't come across as someone that's socially awkward, Luke.
Have you ever heard of a term called masking, bro?
No, because he just looks like an awkward person. I don't think it's like anxiety or anything. I just think he just doesn't know how to talk to people. No,
I say, have you ever come across a term called masking?
Yeah, I said, yeah. I don't think he's
Yeah.
hiding it. I just think he just doesn't know how to touch people.
Oh, are you talking about Luke?
Yeah, yeah. Why? What were you on about?
I thought he said like I don't come across as. I thought he was talking to me like I don't come across as somebody that's socially awkward.
No, no,
I'm
no.
like,
Well, yeah, no,
speak to
you
anybody that knows me
definitely.
personally. Speak to Tom or James in person about me, and I'm like, yeah, Dreads and Ryan are two very different people.
Mate, I know because I said that to who was I talking to? I talk about you behind your back all the time, no matter.
Of
But
course
I
you
was
do.
talking to
Of
someone,
course you do.
and
Fucking
and they said,
influencers.
and they said, like, oh yeah, is he the same? And I was like, he's still sound, but when we did the live in the pub, he was straight into dreads, and then when we ended the live, we both went back to, oh, where should we go next? Like, it just sort of like, just the level went down, like, like I was like, yeah, come on, boom, like, share,
Yeah,
subscribe,
energetic.
yeah, motherfucker, yeah.
Word.
No one's like that when
Basically,
they're at home.
we turn into the people that we really want to be when we're out in public. But then when we're not in public, we just don't have the energy for it because it's fucking draining, bro.
We're done. End the live, like close her off, and I'm just grumpy, like bitch face.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as we end this live, right, what's gonna happen is Jay's gonna, yeah, right, I'm gone now. Yeah, see you later. And then that's it. And then we won't talk until Monday next week. And like, we're doing this live. Neither of us really want to be here right now, but it's fun. You know what I mean? It's good.
I'll be honest. I look forward to them, but I'm always a bit like, so I message him and just say I can't even, and then I get into it and I love it, and then I end the live and I'm like, yeah, that was great.
It's the thought of it, innit? The thought of doing anything just puts me off doing anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I need to go shop, don't want to go, but I'm always happy that I did it once I go shop. You know what I mean? Because I got food now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I get that. So Josh is saying it's estimated to be 10,000 religions to date. Yeah, most of them follow the same principles. Most of them follow the same fucking stories, just different names, different, like the significance of Jesus having like 12 disciples. Like that's a very common theme in lots of religions. The date Jesus died and was resurrected falls in line with patterns of the sun, which is the same in lots of religions and stuff as well. And you know what I mean? The Ten Commandments and the pillars of Islam and all the different rules of fucking Jewishness. I don't know what the Judaism. They all just teach the same fucking thing. They all tell the same stories. They're all telling the same, like, different parts of the same story, but we seem to just, in this day and age, don't take it seriously because lots of it's been lost in translation. You know what I mean?
I was just sharing the live because John was messaging me saying, "Am I down for a little siege?" And I was like, "No, I'm live." Death, community belief, sacrifices. At first when I was reading that, I was like, they're all the things that he'd want us to discuss. But yeah, they all contribute to forming a religion. But equally, we could discuss death and like that side of things because that I want to know what happens when you're done.
I've got my own. This is something I've thought about, and I've got my own theory on that as well. It ties.
Do you think we switch universes? We go somewhere else?
Nah, bro. We still stay where we are, but our consciousness like just transcends. What's going on, Shane?
I do, Shane.
Just got back from work. To be fair, yeah, we picked up. What was it? 6:30 we went live.
No, it was nearer 7. Yeah, like 10 to 7. So like, yeah.
Maybe go a bit later next time. I'm just thinking of work and stuff in it. Yeah, I didn't even.
Oh no, it was 7 o'clock we went live because we've only been live an hour and 5 minutes. So it was just after 7.
But yeah, so this ties into DMT use. In fact, so
DMT is
the God particle or the spirit particle drug that basically lots of people have taken it.
Yeah.
And they report very similar, if not the same things, and it's just out there. And it all started with this tribe, or the tribes people that live in the rainforest. They claim that nature told them how to brew this special kind of tea using tree bark and certain plants, and it's taken as a psychedelic now recreationally. But they traditionally used it to get their elderly prepared for the thought of dying, because people are obviously nervous when they don't know what the fuck is coming. So they take this ayahuasca, it sends them on a trip, they have visions, then they allegedly meet these great beings and like they show them things, and once they come out of their trip they have a better understanding of everything that's going off around them. And what I genuinely believe is all it really does is unlock your vision and your senses to more of it. As
connects you to more.
yeah, we can only see so much light. We can only hear so much sound. There are animals that can see more light. There are animals that can hear more stuff. So maybe like ghosts and spirits and all that stuff are real, but they just fall outside of our vision spectrum.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I like that.
DMT allows you to see that. So then you come out of that like, I know what I'm going into now, so I don't need to be worried. It gives you a taste of it. And as you know, when you take certain drugs, you can have a good trip or a bad trip.
Know.
Huh?
As you know.
Like, as you know, as everybody knows, like, you know what I mean? Because we've all taken like fucking alcohol, smoked, we've all had nicotine, we've all, you know what I'm saying? We've all had these altering substances, and that's what drugs are essentially. I'm not talking about like, you know what I mean? Like street drugs, just anything that changes your state. Yeah, go safe. Save that, didn't I? So yeah, they have that experience of what you experience after you die, and I just reckon that you just return to the ether. You just, you know what I mean? Consciousness cannot die, as even our science recognizes. Like,
hang on, that's two different things. Return to the ether, and your consciousness can't die. It's one or the other.
Yeah, you return to your consciousness returns to the ether, isn't it? But just in a different form that we just can't comprehend because we haven't experienced it. We can only understand things that we've experienced. So it's like, how do you explain color to somebody that's been blind from birth?
They did.
You have to give them vision so they can fucking see it.
You
know what I mean? You can use as many words as you want.
This blew my mind because the color thing you could kind of understand, but they say to them, "This is a circle, a ball. This is a cube." Mm-hmm. They're on the counter. Tell me which is which. And literally, it was split down the middle, 50-50. That they'd grab the cube and say, "That's the circle. It feels round," because they couldn't comprehend a round, smooth, and square, pointy edge. Their brain, they'd never seen it, and they couldn't. Yeah. And it blew. It was your mate,
Luke,
Connor. No, on the live.
One of these lives.
Yeah,
I had my friend on there, Luke. He was on last time with the ghosts.
Oh, was it Luke? Okay. Yeah, and he said, I'm just skipping names. I'm sober and all. And he said the thing about they tested, I think you'd gone for a pee, but you might have heard it. Because Josh had said about theory and speculation. They tested people by deliberately killing them and then bringing them back. And they did it with like thousands of patients. Yeah. They put a number on their chest and said, right, now you're back. The number's not there. What was the number? And no one got it. And like,
oh, yeah, I remember that bit. Yeah.
It's just, I want proof of everything. The pyramid. I just want answers for everything.
Right. So, and going back to this again, this proof of everything. Was that the Ace?
Yeah, Doppler Pro.
The fake Slim.
No, because it's got the Slim top on.
Yeah, but the device is the fake Slim, bro.
No, because when I take a photo of this, I'm promoting for both.
You're not. Trust me. OXVA do not want that promotion. I've spoken to them. They do not want that promotion.
They don't. No, but it's, I quite like the cartridges on the X-Slim better.
Yeah. I mean, you guys struggle. They just basically made it slimmer, it's made it cheap, so people buy that one instead, isn't it?
Well, the new colours of the X-Slims are similar to this, and there's also the new X-Slim Go that's like a cheaper version X-Slim.
It's just Slim SE, isn't it? Like the Slim SE 3, essentially.
No, it's called the X-Slim Go.
Yeah, but it's just a Slim SE. It's like, what difference is it from a Slim SE?
It's different colours. But it's called the Go, so it's new, Ryan. It's new. It's the X-Slim Go.
Yeah, I mean, okay, look. Like, so there's got some good stuff. The Arbiter RTA, solid RTA. The Slims, as we know, they've done lots of good products. What was the one, the Sunbox? Was it called the Sunbox, the OXVA Sunbox, the single 18650 mod? Brilliant bit of kit. The chipset on that was awesome, right?
Do you remember what this one was?
Is it the... Oh, fuck. No, can't remember what it's called.
The
Origin.
Origin X, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I think it's the 18650.
And they did the Origin SE as well, didn't they? Special edition.
Yeah. You see, Oxford come out with loads of cool new stuff. But I do agree the Go
but
is
they
just
also come out with
like,
some dumb shit like the speaking SE. Everyone's like,
I
oh, this
like
is
that
great
one.
for blind people. This is great. Like blind people are just like, I can't find the button to check what the wattage.
Yeah, they're just constantly increasing the wattage rather than hitting the speaker button. They press
It
it.
doesn't solve the
16 watts.
problem.
What did it
It
say?
doesn't solve
14
the
watts,
problem.
18, 20.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
come on now. Yeah,
No,
I love
but
them.
I
I love
quite
them.
like that for when I'm in the dark and it's just like, I don't know what home pod I've put in. But I get, yeah, it
What
is
does it
gimmicky. They just
matter?
say that.
When have you ever been? When have you ever picked up your slim in your life and been like, what resistance pod have I got?
Because you don't know what wattage you're vaping on. If it's in the
Does it
dark, you
matter?
can't see.
Which, bro, you just set it to the max wattage for each pod every time.
Now, you've got a valid point, but hear me out. It's good night from me.
I'll tell a lie though. I set both of them 0.6 and 0.8 to 18 watts. I do.
I think I'm always 14. And what am I on this?
14.
Yeah, 14.
You baby long 14 watt vapor.
Hey,
What
mate,
are you
look.
doing? Baby long.
That's
Baby
decent.
long.
Don't need more than that. All right, we're doing clouds up. We're doing clouds up.
You need to get a proper device, bro.
I've got tighter.
You need to. What's that?
Tighter. Big one.
Is that with the borrow inside it?
Is that the what?
Is that the one with the borrow inside it?
Yeah, it's.
Have you got the yeah, that thing there, yeah. Nice.
I don't use it that often. I probably should. But I just couldn't. I don't know.
Need to get yourself a rebuildable. Get yourself some Aramaxi gummy fruit and join me in Pleasureville.
I thought you were going to say, join me and pleasure me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I like it.
Have
Shane,
I got any other notes? Let me just say I've got no other notes on this.
God. Shane, as I said, I was joking.
I'll read the notes as I write them. Yeah, this is how I write them down. They came for gold to save their planet from environmental disaster. Disaster brought on by pollution. Is this part of the Illuminati conspiracy? Like maybe the whole Anunnaki theory is just been put out there because as we know, the Illuminati have to let us know what their intentions are. As part of the Illuminati conspiracy, they always let us know beforehand what they're up to through the media or through some format. So maybe this whole theory, and this ties into what I sometimes believe about conspiracy theories. Like people think conspiracy theories are the truth and what we're exposed to in the mainstream is lies, but maybe both of them are lies. Maybe the same people that feed us the mainstream also come up with the conspiracy theories just to keep everybody under control. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
All these people, like when all of the crop dusting stuff came, the what do they call it recently? Chemtrails.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It was announced that chemtrails are real, right? Apparently, I never watched the news reports, but lots of people are like, I told you, it's been announced in the news, chemtrails are real. Type chemtrails in, you'll see it all over the news. Like, yeah, someone's come out and says, yeah, it's a thing. Like, but the same people that are like, see, they said it on the news, they said it, like the media have acknowledged it, but you can't all of a sudden start believing the mainstream media if up until the point they read with what you believe, you thought they were chatting shit.
Yeah,
they either chat shit or they don't, right? So
it's
you're
like when
either
they said there is aliens, and the people that believe there was aliens are now like, oh, hang on, is there aliens then? Because they've lied.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, I have my thoughts, but then as soon as the mainstream are like, yeah, you're right, I'm like, hold up a second. You're full of shit. So if you're saying it's right, I got to question you again now. I got to question myself. But conspiracy theorists don't like to question themselves, do they? They like to believe that what they believe is just what it is. I like.
Yeah, I want to borrow, but not sure on Ohm's law. On Ohm laws, yes. You don't. Yeah.
Shane, you don't need to be sure on Ohm's law. If you get a regulated fucking regulated device, like
it just won't work.
For instance, like it will say resistance too low, atomizer short, just like a mod. So you don't need to know about it. It's only mechs you need to worry. You should always be aware of Ohm's law when you're vaping. But
the one that you've got, does that come with a thing that you can screw in to test it when you're building?
Because
mine can go on a 510.
Yeah, no, the tighter RBA has got a threading on the bottom of the RBA, and I've got an adapter that I can put in this to screw it on the top, or I can just screw the RBA onto another mod.
There you
The
go, Shane. So you
title
don't even have to worry when
is
you're doing
awesome.
builds.
Yeah, man, just stay away from mechs. I mean, have I got to borrow a mech? Nah, I've got some squonk mechs, but don't really use them. You get me? What are you doing?
Oh, I feel left out. I've not got dreads, so you know.
I thought he was trying to be Jewish.
No, I'm just getting the dreads all sticking out random places. Just
They're
that's the one
not
at the
though.
back.
My dreads are not sticking out random places. Look,
Nah,
you
you've
dickhead.
folded it. You folded it in.
Well, fold yours in and fucking reel your neck in as well, you dickhead.
Reel your neck in, your dickhead.
Jeez. So it's the center of the earth is crazy hot. Why is the bottom of the ocean? How we spoke about this earlier, John. Who's been to the bottom of the ocean
Exactly what
to
I
know
just
how
said.
cold it is? This is what I said to Jake earlier.
Yeah, they've sent what they called things that stink, and they've put like a reader on it, and it just tells you how cold it is when it hits the bottom.
And you believe that, yeah? Well, did it tell you that in the mainstream media? Okay. Who's to say that it's not mad hot down there, and it just gets colder as you get further away from it, and then gets warmer again as you get closer to the sun?
No, but it gets colder because the mountains are so cold, and they're the closest to the sun. Mountains always have snow.
Yeah.
The closest it could be, and it's the coldest on the planet.
I don't think the tops of the mountains are the coldest places on the planet.
Yeah.
Nah. Because the poles are further away from the sun than the tops of the mountains are. So they're colder.
Nah, I'm Googling.
Nah. Have you not seen people that climb like Everest? They are not padded up like people that live in Alaska, bro.
Yeah, they are. They're not wearing shirts and shorts.
Nah, but they're padded up, but they're not like Eskimo. Oh, sorry, what do you call them now? Like
Inuits.
North Pole Inuits. They're not like Inuit
North Pole people.
The polies. I'll get in touch, Ryan, when I'm ready to get one. Cool. Mike Marhood is not watching, but I've recently purchased. I got in a squonk mod for Mike. Your best bet though, Shane, is to holler at me with what one you want. I can recommend the what's it called, the Pulse V3 borrow kit, and the Stubby 21 or the Stubby 18650. I've got the 21 here, so it takes a single 21700. But yeah, man, it's bagger or the Ethos dual 18650, but it's a big boy. He's a big boy. Yeah, but it's got like a 7mm tank with it, so that's good.
Ah, damn. You said that the cold places are like higher than the mountains. They're not. They're considerably lower, but they're also
further away from the sun.
colder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're not people. You know what I'm saying? Like people get sunburn when they go climb a mountain, bro.
Yeah, but that's from the ice. That's like reflecting the UV rays.
Mm-hmm.
There's no heat.
So if there's that much UV rays there, then there's more sun there.
More UV rays, but not heat.
But there's more sun there, isn't it?
You can't say there's more sun.
And then where there's more sun, there's usually more heat, bro. Is all I'm saying. Bro.
All right, the bottom of a hot country, and then the top of the mountain. The top of the mountain.
Nobody, like I say, like if you, I'm sorry, yeah, but if you can't believe that they landed people on the moon, you can't believe that we've sent anything to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, I think it was Mariana Trench. Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't believe any. Like when you said that thing, and I showed you the picture of an atom, and you made me question it. You said, "But is that a picture of an atom?" And I looked at it and went, "Oh, it could be a bit of dust. I don't fucking know.
It could be fucking anything. Some guy could have done that on like fucking Photoshop in some government building. It's like, right, this is the information we're giving them. Because what I like to think is the super elite and the people in control of us and people that decide what we're educated in. I mean, there is literally unlimited fucking knowledge out there. And yet they decide what to teach us in schools. Why do you think that is? I reckon that all this Anunnaki stuff that we've been talking about, also what the flat earthers believe other than the shape of the earth. All right, let's not get into the flat round shit. That's not what I'm talking about. We call them flat earthers to discredit them. That's the only reason why. They talk some sense, right, up until they start talking about the shape of the earth. And they say a lot of stuff before that, but nobody wants to listen to that because we're like, oh, the earth is not flat. So it just discredits them. So maybe they are closer to the truth. You know what I mean? Smear campaigns. This stuff happens, bro. But,
the government, an anti-animal government is running PETA, and that's why they seem crazy and like to undermine them.
Yeah, he's making him seem nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
no, I agree with that
some
one.
of the wisest people I have ever met, were Rastas, right? But you say
Craziest.
Rastafarians,
Yeah,
Jamaican Rastas,
you say craziest people.
Wisest.
Oh,
That come with some I look, bro. Obviously, my stepdad being Rasta and meeting his friends and shit. I remember I was a kid and they would just like say just the most weird, random shit to me, and then as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh, you guys are actually talking some like. There's that classic fucking thing on the internet. It was just where some Rasta goes up to a fucking white guy and asks him what color he believes he is, or do you believe in God or something?
no, yeah, he says what color?
Like,
I'm a white British man.
It's like, do you believe you're white? And it's like, yeah, I believe I'm white. And it's like, a belief is knowledge without fact. Because if you know something, you don't believe it. So it's like, yeah, I believe this, I believe that. If you can't actually know something, you believe, you know what I mean? You're believing it. And we live in a world of, we believe the vast majority of the things that we take as fact. Just because some guy in a white coat with a book, you know, like, you know what I mean? Which is a religion at the end of the day. Some scientist, white coat, with a book, just like the fucking Pope in a white coat with a book, says this is how you live your life and this is what makes up our world and everything.
I love how you said, with a book.
That's what it is, a book. Some book that they probably had, you know what I mean? Some biased ass book that was written. And we're like, okay, yeah, this is... So people don't seem to get that science is the modern day popular religion. And bare time from now, they'll look back, just like we look back at these like these religious nuts and think, oh, they're crazy, believing in floating guys in the clouds and stuff. They're going to look back at us and go, look at these guys, gravity, what silly, stupid shit they believed in. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Like, look, we look back at, by the grace of God, by the grace of Allah. You know what I mean? Like, people, you know what I mean? Like, we look back at them and go, they're crazy, man. It's all about science. Well, in the future, they look back at us and go, science. What kind of fucking bullshit is that?
You're getting so excited, you're going high pitch.
Sorry, Rob. Yeah. You know what I mean? But this is why I like this Anunnaki thing, and everybody should look into it and consider it, man, because
definitely. And if you have any questions
so
about
many
it,
questions.
drop them. Or if you don't even have questions and you have answers, like you've looked into some part, like, drop it. Let us know.
I mean, have you heard about the Book of Enoch? The Book of Enoch was a book in the Bible, innit? And they took that out because it starred black people. They were clearly described as black people, and they couldn't like translate that out. So they was like, just take the fucking book out. Just take it out the Bible.
Stay there.
Yeah. Take
How
the
many
book
times
out the book.
have they rewritten the Bible, chops and changes to suit? Yeah. Literally like what rhymes. Yeah.
I was just responding to that. Sorry, I didn't read it out first. My bad. I'm not very good at this, John. I'm not as good as you at this shit, John. I'm sorry, bro.
He's just probably sat there fucking just in his boxes laid on his bed like he does all of our lives.
Is that...
But no,
don't tell me he did vape show in his boxes. That's breaking my heart.
He did do it once. I think it was because he spilled a beer. Oh god, he spilled a beer all over the. I think he brought a new foldable keyboard. No, he bought. He had to buy a foldable keyboard because he ruined one. He was a little bit leery, knocked the beer over, and it just annihilated his keyboard. And it was. I've got some clips that I'm surprised we didn't get reported and shut down for what him and Josh were saying. Joel. They were, you know, like Chinese takeaways, they have a certain accent. They just kept doing that over and over for like 5. And I'm in the corner.
Whoa.
In the corner going, stop.
It's not just Chinese takeaways, it's Chinese people have a Chinese accent, bro. It's not just the ones that work in takeaways. Like,
they're the only ones I know. I'd realised I come across worse saying that.
It's like, yo, if they work in construction or they work in like a nail bar or something, they've got a different accent. That's not how that works,
bro. Straight English. They're straight English then. Nail salon and take. Oh, that was bad. Yeah, you know what?
I mean, what about the English people that work in Chinese takeaways? What do they sound? Hello? They don't sound like that.
I love it. I just type shade. Nice one. I only know I have access to his phone camera. The takeaway operatives have their own
Their own
dialect.
dialect.
They
You know what I
do.
mean?
They do.
They come. Oh, fucking.
Oh, I'm crying.
But yeah.
Uh,
So I challenge. I want everybody. Let me find it again. You should all go and watch this video. Wi-Fi's Anunnaki. Yeah.
I was gonna say if you control V, it would still paste the last copied thing, wouldn't it?
I probably had other things in there, so yeah. Let
You
me share
But
this.
yeah, I definitely. I want more on Anunnaki and Enoch and
the Book of Enoch.
prisons.
Look into the Emerald tablets as well.
Yeah, I wrote. Oh,
I mean, that's what the
yeah, I wrote that one.
The Emerald tablets is allegedly is what contains the instructions to create a philosopher's stone, and the philosopher's stones is what we've called the thing they used to turn whatever fucking mineral they found on Earth into gold, which they then could take back to their home planet to save their home planet.
A mineral they turned into gold. Gold is a mineral. What are you about? What?
Huh? Yeah, but they could take lead. They could take like fucking any kind of mineral and turn it into gold.
I thought, yeah. Not Ewoks. Always helpful, John. Always helpful.
The Book of Enoch, the removed book of the Bible, yo.
Shane and John are just going on.
Yeah, I mean the Bible these days they call it the King James Bible. I'm like, but weren't King James like around a lot longer
a long time after?
You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
but it's like his special dedicated version that became whatever bollocks they want to tell us. Yeah,
there is another guy. I can't remember. I didn't subscribe to him, or maybe I did. I was on YouTube, and he's studied ancient languages and ancient texts, and he gets like copies of the oldest versions of the religious texts he can, and he translates them and compares them to modern versions. Gets in a lot of trouble on YouTube, to be fair, because a lot of people get offended by him.
Yeah. I can't like I've followed so many that now I need to go through my list and unfollow, because some people that I follow have not posted a video in like years. It's like just get rid of them. But yeah,
make sure you like and subscribe us and me.
That's it.
That guy WD. I'm on
and
like
me.
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm not subscribed to him, man.
I don't think I'm subscribed to you. That's how friendly we are to each other.
Well, I bet I'm on 540 subs, bro. I'm on the road to 1,000, fam. Getting monetized, which I can't get because everything's vapor-related. Yeah.
I think I'm at like 50, but I get good views. Well, for the first like week or so that it's out, and then they die off.
Have you hit like 10,000 views on a video yet?
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah. But I've only got 50 followers, so it's very rare that I get over 1,000.
Do you add the tags and all that shit?
Nah, you were going to show me how to do the secret.
Find the tags on the popular.
Yeah. So yeah, you still need to do that. But I've enjoyed tonight. I think we're both happy to wrap up at an hour and a half. It was going to be an hour, but you want to stay on longer? Yeah.
Nah, I got my chicken marinade. I need to go cook it and eat it.
That's it. Chicken, real chicken,
bro.
I want to speak to you tomorrow. I want bowel movement descriptions. I want everything that wasn't done to you.
What's that? The new layers they scanned on the pyramids, chambers, size of football pitches, and down multiple layers. Yeah, I mean that ties into what Chris was saying last
with the
time,
underground thing. No, it was me saying
talking
underground.
About the underground sort of civilizations and shit.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. And Chris was arguing with me, saying, "Oh, it's only been found one place," and I was like, "Hang on, let me Google." And then I showed him.
Fucking everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Mesopotamia and all them things there. Yeah,
John, we didn't really cover it that much, but we will always swing back to pyramids. We literally dart between every little. Like we've done monkeys. We've not done monkeys, but read the title. We've covered like everything.
There you go. That makes sense, doesn't it?
It's it. We've covered everything. But yeah, I think next Monday, if Chris is about, we will do ghosts again and hopefully have some good stories.
I'll ask if
he has said he wants.
We want to get on this a bit more often as well, don't we? He can't this week. I think he can next week.
Actually, no. Expo. You're not going to be about, are you?
Oh shit! When is Expo? Is it next week?
It's next weekend. Yeah.
No, it's not. Monday's the 6th. It's the weekend afterwards.
Am I? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So yeah, next Monday will be the last show. Because I assume when you finish Sunday, you're not really going to be in a. Well, we'll see. We'll let you know.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It might be right. It could be like an expo debriefing live. I can show people my haul. Look at my freebie haul that I got from Expo.
You're taking Crichton and his missus, because
well, he's got free tickets, hasn't he? So I'm going with Aramaxi. The lads are going to cover me at the shop, so I'm going to be there to help them set up on the Thursday, and I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rather than just a Sunday this time.
Sweet.
So,
well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there October.
Yeah,
that's. I'm saving. I'm getting everything planned now.
Yeah.
Other than the hotel, just so that I cannot have any issues. Because someone to look after the dog and travel and blah blah blah. So
I could say if Adrian, just holler at Adrian, he might be happy to take you in because he's got free tickets for life now, hasn't he? Because he's bought one.
Yeah, you used to have to like sign in and pay whatever the word is.
I've still to this day never paid for an expo ticket. I'm holding out. I refuse to.
I think I paid for one, but that was before like a new expo would become a proper thing for me, sort of. But anyway, yeah. So
is Strawberry Queen going to be there this time?
No, she's completely left vaping.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, but he said this, and then she did a couple more.
Oh right, sorry. Yes, doing the intro with the bald guy. Yeah.
Yeah, is it going to be Johnny and Strawberry Queen again, or is it
the other guys? Because Johnny has stepped away for a bit, and I don't know why he stepped away last time. Because it was a young guy that wasn't as good.
Yeah, with a weird hat on and stuff. Is he still at BH Vape then? Is Johnny still doing BH Vape?
Yeah, still. But anyway, we are going to wrap up. If you do want to watch this back, there was loads of interesting, bizarre, weird, funny. Me and Ryan saying the wrong things. Watch it back, have a laugh, and catch us next Monday around 6 to 7 p.m.
Let's just say 7.
Get your notifications on. On. There you go.
Peace. Boom. Take it easy, everybody. All right.